we return to our adventures once more back into the breach. This time, we once again look to the lands of the Ten Kingdom lands, the main continent our adventures take place in. And of course, the East, where the Kingdom, Wardlands, where our heroes are now. It wasn't the only kingdoms in the East. The East always seemed as something a little off, something a little bit more rural. Under the guidance and the assistance of the Grand Thaneland of the dwarves, who controlled the Black Spine Mountains at the center of the continent, that almost drove it in two. The East flourished. The swamp lords, masters of trade, though many of their valuable resources hidden beneath the water. Golden natives, a land of bountiful harvest, and through trade and spread to the rest of the lands. And of course the waterlands, a wild nation where, in ancient days, anybody and everybody could find new life there, a place far from much civilization, with only a few cities. That's the lands we find ourselves in, and that is where our story continues. Alright, everybody, welcome once more to Fall of Avanswell. There's a little introduction information of the backstory of the land. Again, just setting you up to know a little bit more into the information. And once again, joined by...
Yeah, I thought we were going to do someone's backstory this week. Oh well.
I thought about doing it, but I decided to wait another week.
Okay.
Just do a backstory thing. Because I hadn't decided on full details on whose I want to do. Like, I had a good idea for yours, and I got a couple ideas for everybody else's, but I'm going to work on it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, why don't we have everybody roll a d20, and... And we'll do a little bit of our introduction, and we'll do our intro questions of the day. Looks like we got Talas, Momo first, followed by Umbrin, Ixbanor, Eskret. Alright, so Momo, you are first. Our question this week, to kind of warm us up, get to know your character a little bit more, other than your introduction, is what's the best memory from when you were young or a child?
Oh god, I didn't think about this when I was at work.
I did put it in chat, though. You know,
yeah, I was busy.
I mean, that's acceptable.
I came home and ate a baked potato, so I was even more busy.
Why don't you at least give your introduction, then.
So, hi, I'm Momo. You've seen me on many shows before, and you know I'm bad at thinking on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this guy is, like, he's got really cool, fond memories of, like, sword fighting practice, because he's good at that and does that a lot. And he's a big, strong orc warrior, man.
Mm-hmm. Of course, your character is then...
I am also playing an orc named Talas Skullshatter.
Mm-hmm.
The last name is not threatening at all, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Oh. Okay, cool. Alright, Joe. You and Umbrin.
Yep, I'm Joe. I am playing Umbrin Wisespark, Liminal Fetchling Animist, which means I talk to spirits and draw power from them. I guess his best memory probably would be the first house that they moved into before he was old enough to realize why they had to move. And before the spirits started bothering him to get involved.
Those damn spirits.
But,
well,
the short peaceful time he had being an innocent child.
I don't know. You're a goth. You're never were innocent.
He was at one point. You're not just born dark and broody.
I beg to differ.
I think you were.
All right.
No,
well,
I think everyone has at least a small time period of being a happy, innocent child.
Yeah,
unicorns
force them to dress like that.
Sparkles and unicorns. Alright. But anyway. Well, Wyrm, you are next.
Mm-hmm. I am Diamond Wyrm. You can. I play Ixbanor. Ixbanor, the awakened animal ferret sorcerer, former familiar. Yeah, I don't really remember much of my really young years because I wasn't always sentient, but what was I going to do again for this? But early on, after my awakening, I do remember when I started to learn alchemy, and I blew up the alchemy lab. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. Learning
Or
through
funny.
explosions. Yes. Nice. All right, and then finally we have Keith.
Hey, I'm Tiv. I play Lord Eskret Von-Wimbledim, and his totally real childhood memory is when he beat out his 37 siblings for the crown using his charm and wit.
Not gonna lie, I really like the way you said that.
And by crown, it was a paper crown from one of those British crackers.
That's from Burger King.
Exactly, Burger King. Anyway, all right. If you missed last week, we took the redesigned exploration system I put together, and we put it to the test as we had our group here go through these kind of maze of caverns that seems to be underneath the forest. Exploring it, everything went very well. Very well. And you found yourself at the end of it with a strange metal door. Finding your way into the metal door, you discovered there is a room with frozen bodies that were up on hooks. That was magical and trying to keep them frozen. Heading up some stairs, you found that there were another room, well, two more rooms, and a passageway that seemed to lead out of a more huge stone hallway into a natural cave, natural tunnel again. So probably exited this area. One of the rooms that was up here, up the stairs, was a barracks of some kind that seems unoccupied. Another seemed to be some kind of alchemical lab, where beings that looks like they were, I described them as, seemed like chimerical experiments. Like someone was trying to create chimerical creatures. Some of them were still alive, and they did use humanoids for some of them. Basically, the living ones were put to rest through the combined effort of Eskret with the help of some of these allies. And it made a mess of the lab. We were able to recover some information and learn that, effectively, the experiments didn't go well, but they kind of did. And that, like, they could kind of, like, well, what's the best way would you describe it, how I said it to you? Because Ixbanor, you'd be the one that read it, you know, if you're describing this to the others and explaining it.
Describing what?
What the experimental results were.
Oh, yeah, so that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to open my notes. Give me 1 second. I would describe it as, oh yeah, so it's like, here's the, basically the testing was a way to create a wolf in sheep's clothing, potentially useful for infiltration, basically combining, I don't remember if it was like allowing a character to shapeshift, or if it was just a character who was genetically one thing and looked like another.
They didn't really say. They just described
No, they didn't.
It
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Like, I don't know.
But it did say the. I forgot what my phrase was. I like that you had it in your notes there because I didn't.
I literally put in quotes "wolf in sheep's clothing" because that's what you said.
That was a very good phrase I came up with on the fly to describe it. Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah, the last entry was, and I quote, "Experiments to be shut down, secondary labs are being abandoned for fear of discovery. All experiments are to be transferred to the main lab."
And that is the last bit you found here. So.
Yes.
Alright. So, that's where we continue.
And I'm
Alright.
saying I'm really concerned that he's one of the what's his name is one of the failed experiments. The guy
Oh,
in town.
Gregor.
Yeah, Gregor.
Which I just realized. I feel like is was it purposeful that Gregor and Igor sound similar?
No. But now you say
Okay.
it. That was an accident. But I'll take it.
I feel
Not
like
accident.
if you kill that guy, you have to kill his family.
You inherit his family?
No, you have to kill his family. I think there's no way around that.
Hey, the daughter might be one of the successful infiltrator experiments.
I think the daughter's just weird.
I
Actually, the kid
literally
wasn't
think
even,
my whole family
wasn't even that weird. It was just a normal kid.
Creepy child. But
Just how
I
children
think there
be.
was just the stairs to go up then at this point.
Another path that transitions from a, like, hallway of stone, well, hewn stone to natural stone. Basically, worked stone to natural stone in transitions.
Oh, there wasn't stairs? I thought there were stairs.
There's a
No,
ramp
It,
up.
it was going up, like, as a ramp. You could tell that it was
Oh,
angling
okay.
up.
Gotcha. Well, I guess we should head that way.
Okay.
Alright. You easily depart the lab and head into the hewn stone, out of the hewn stone hallway and into the natural tunnel that seems to kind of, it moves up at an angle but also kind of curves a little bit. And you can easily kind of find yourself on that path. The curving goes for a little while before it kind of gets out of view of what was behind you, even if, kind of curves enough around. It continues to then kind of angle up at a pretty decent pace for a little while. Eventually, though, the entire tunnel will come out to what appears to be a wall made of piled stones. So, the tunnel itself seems closed off.
So someone piled a bunch of stones to block the way.
It looks kind of like that.
It doesn't look like natural, like there was a cave in or something.
I'll say yes. You encountered some cave-ins along the way here. It does seem a little off from what a cave-in would be. Just a little bit.
I think wall makes sense.
Okay.
Maybe we should start moving some of these stones out of the way, see if there's something behind it.
Can I
Yes,
peek
I
through the shambly? Peek my head through.
No. There's no space.
So it's sealed up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps they
I don't know why. When you said shambly, I assumed it was like not properly. Anyway.
What was that, Eskret?
Perhaps they intentionally collapsed it when they left.
Well, only one way to find out. Let's try to see if we can move some of these.
Okay. I guess give me an athletics check then.
Talas, would you care to help me?
Nah, my old man back is hurting. You can handle it. What am I rolling?
Athletics.
Alright.
I mean, I can roll too, but I know your athletics is much better than mine.
Alright. So,
I'm actually very curious what would happen if, like, I were to roll for something like this. Like, what would you rule for that?
alright.
Oh, God.
So, here's what happens.
19 and a 20.
29 and a 20, 19 and a 20.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the
29 to
not
29.
on the die is what I was looking
Yeah. So, yeah. You get a hold of one of the rocks, and it seems stuck. And it seems stuck for a while, and you're pulling on it, and with the help of Umbrin, you tear it out. Which reveals that nothing falls out of its way, and reveals that it was kind of sealed into place on purpose. There's now a big hole in this wall.
I peer through the hole.
The cavern seems behind there. You also now have discovered that this was not an actual collapse. It seems to have been some kind of door disguised as a collapse, which now has a hole in it because you tore it apart. A pretty decent-sized hole that you could probably all squeeze through. So you don't have to find a way to open the door. You broke it.
I wouldn't have assumed it was a door, so...
You would have discovered that if you had rolled less, but you rolled really well. Like, you really did well.
Honestly, fair.
Mm-hmm.
They don't build fake doors like they used to.
Ah,
Oh, I'll squeeze through
sure. Right.
and give a look around.
Mm-hmm. Give me perception. 27. That is pretty good. You can hear a noise that's very strange. It's kind of like a breathing noise that seems to be in here.
I don't like that.
Oh, yeah. That's sick.
Does it sound like it's from something large?
Hard to tell. It's a deep breathing noise, so it could be something decently sized.
I'll peek my head back through the door and be like, quiet guys, there's something breathing on this side.
Mm-hmm. It does seem rhythmic, as maybe perhaps something is resting nearby.
They might be asleep.
Would you like me to go look?
If you wish, I would be as quiet as possible.
Yes, I'm well aware of how to crawl and be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with you.
Alright, the two of you can make some stealth checks.
I'm gonna come along too, because I'm actually good in stealth.
I will stay back here because I am not stealthy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that's not bad.
I have
I'm gonna
0
be-
stealth.
Okay.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was bad.
Mm-hmm.
To be, yeah. Here's the thing. I actually do have some advantages by being tiny because technically I can remain hidden, even if even if I make noise, I can remain hidden just behind smaller things.
You mean bigger things?
Yes.
Well, I mean, even things that are smaller, like bigger than me,
Yeah.
yes, but smaller than what you guys could do is what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what he was meaning. It sounded like you meant like smaller things than you, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I didn't say that right. Very well.
Okay.
Words today are hard.
Words today are hard. Do you get any, like, bonuses for being a tiny creature? I don't know if those are in second edition.
No, I do not technically. So technically the benefits I get are basically just that I can still be, like, if something hears me, like if I fail a stealth check, something can hear me, but if I'm still behind something, I'm still hidden.
Mm-hmm.
I can also hide behind larger creatures and stuff like that, but I do not inherently get a bonus to stealth by being small.
Okay. As you kind of hide through this cavern, you kind of maneuver around the various stalagmites, columns that are in the room. You hear some kind of like stirring, and you can roll me a nature check. Anybody if they want to.
Sure. I'm trained in that.
Cool. That's enough to understand what that noise is. You hear what sounds like a creature kind of like making a little growling noise. It's a bear. It seems to be kind of like making noise as if it's been disturbed from its sleep. It does not seem to see you right now, and you do not see it yet, but it seems to be very close by.
I'm gonna just put up a hand and be like,
Mhm.
be still.
Okay.
And just kind of wait and see if it falls back to sleep.
Let me check if something. He's here.
It probably has smell or something, or scent.
Okay.
Has smell. I have smell.
Roll that. Well,
Shit.
all right.
Oh.
I'm gonna move this over to. Is this the right one? Yes, I'm gonna move this over to
Wants to
here.
arm wrestle a bear.
As it used its improvised scent. It smelled probably something delicious, aka a ferret.
Smell like trash.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not with the group, so
You're probably like back here.
I'm like back here.
Yeah, and this guy's like right here, and you people are like in the middle of around here. As it kind of just wakes up, and no surprise from anybody, we can roll normal initiative. Let me activate the counter. No,
I should have set my bat in.
Since we were avoiding trying to avoid notice, we technically can roll stealth for our initiative.
Yes, if you want to, you could roll stealth for initiative. It knows there's something there, so it can roll it. So there's not going to be surprised that you could roll it if it's better than your perception. So you
I'm going to just roll my perception because
your perception is
my
probably
best.
better. Yes.
I just wanted to bring that up because
yes. Thank you for
mine is
reminding.
better.
That's
Yeah, because as long as you're trying to avoid notice, like that's your exploration activity, quote unquote, which is arguably what you're doing if you're sneaking past something.
Yes. Okay, let me go to the top of the order.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yours didn't roll?
No, mine did roll. I just am still under the effects of the... Oh, I didn't hit roll. There we go. But what my problem was is I'm still under the effects of the cognitive mutagen.
Would that make a big difference here for your initiative?
No, it doesn't affect initiative, but if I try and like throw my, it gives me a -2 to weapon and unarmed attacks, which includes throwing potions.
Okay, Ixbanor. There's a bear. He's wandered around a corner. He smelled all you.
It's unbearable.
It seems grisly.
Well, let's see. Just trying to think about... Ooh. I don't know, I just want to do stuff like this because I haven't done it in a while. Ciao. I'm going to create an illusion of a ferret that runs out from behind wherever I am.
Okay.
I was thinking about doing Figment, so that's kind of funny.
All right.
And it is at 2nd level, so.
Okay.
So it makes appropriate smells and feels right to the touch.
Okay. Anything else then? Your third action?
I do have a third action. Alright. Done. Alright, I need to... My brain's forgetting how to do stuff. Okay. And I'm going to run away. Let's go that way.
Okay. Alright. Umbrin.
Okay.
Well, I'm actually
down
going to try to do something tactical.
Ooh.
Let's see.
I'm going to put down another me as a fake me. Then I'm going to assign the...
I am casting Scatter Scree with my staff.
Okay.
And I am going to put the 10-foot right there.
Okay. So Scatter Scree.
Oh, that gives it to me as well.
Should
It
it be Screen, or is it actually Scree?
It's
Scree.
Oh, okay. It felt a little weird. Alright. jumble of rocks cascades the area, deals some damage, and the ground becomes difficult terrain.
So yeah, I put the difficult terrain down.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they would be in it. wouldn't they?
Yes, you theoretically want to hit it with it so you do damage.
Oh, damn it. How do I move it now?
Yes.
You have to delete it, like redraw it, I think.
It's not even letting me click on it or delete it.
Oh, well, you have to be on the measurement tool to delete it.
Measurement. No.
And then you, like, there should be a little pop up that you can hit escape, you can hit delete on or backspace.
It's not coming up. I click the measurement tool.
No. You need to click whatever you use to draw it.
I clicked the place 10-foot line. Oh, I can actually. Oh, okay. Hold on. I can delete it and then replace it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to do.
No, I didn't realize I hadn't done it from the click in the chat before, and I didn't realize.
Oh, I see what you did.
To it, yeah. So it needs to make a DC 16 basic reflex.
I'll just hit this here. That will for.
It's pointless to roll damage if he makes a save.
Yes, I'm just seeing if like.
Also, since we have an animal that has a different scent or sense,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to, oh gosh, of course, go away. I kind of want to point out what senses do, and like what imprecise and precise mean.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, precise, imprecise, and vague basically determines how observed you can get creature. You can how much you can observe a creature. So precise, you can go up to normal, like normal. Everything's normal. Imprecise means the best you can do is have a hidden condition. Vague sense means the best condition you can have is observed.
Yep. So.
Or not observed. Sorry, precise is observed. What's the one?
Concealed.
And then I'm gonna move there.
Okay. All right.
Hold on.
Put the bear with some rocks. Make some difficult terrain.
Undetected. That's what it is.
Yes.
So precise, you can go up to observed. Imprecise, you can go up to hidden, which basically gives you a 5%, 10% mischance. So like if
walk 20 feet, I raise my shield defensively. Click the trace button, and I look at this bear, and I target him first off. So this is a lot smoother. I'm gonna attempt to demoralize the bear.
Ooh. Alright.
Bear is demoralized.
There is indeed
Yeah, frightened one. Hopefully he attacks me. How do I end turn? Oh, that's probably the big end turn button on my screen.
Yeah. Alright, the bear. Well, the bear. Let's see this. So,
That's also why I backed up. Because I'm like, I'm not going toe-to-toe with this.
Alright, okay. So, it will indeed rush up to you, using its special ability, Rush.
Fair.
Which gave it extra movement, so it could not kind of ignore the difficult terrain. It's going to make a strike at the end of that, so it's going to try to claw.
Make sure you target me.
Probably the person that was spooky. and in its place. So
I made loud noises.
You did. 28.
That'll hit.
Alright. So do 13 damage.
Ow.
And I think it'll then activate. Alright, last action, successful strike. Does that one have it in its entry? Yes, it uses claws. So it's going to activate it. It's going to activate its grab ability.
Okay.
So, attempts a grapple the creature using part of this. Second either requires, this attempt neither applies nor counts towards the creature's multiple attack penalty. So I rolled the grapple attack here, and see if it grabs you. That would be an athletics check.
It's an athletics check.
Verse, I don't know what off the top of my head. I
thought it went off of the save number plus 10.
It very well could.
What's the save for grapple?
I'm looking at it
I
now.
assume reflex.
This is something I definitely should learn, but it's, newer.
What's the question?
Attempt an athletics check against the target's fortitude DC. So it'd be your fortitude DC.
Oh, I assume it's plus 10.
10 plus your
number.
fortitude.
My DC is 18.
So it does not grapple you. So it kind of hits you with the claw and tries to, hold you in, but you manage to back away. You fail to grab the target, so yeah. Just fails to grab you, and that would be its third attack. So, Eskret. There's a big bear right there. Big old bear.
Well, oh dear. First, gonna scoot on behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Which should give it exposed, right?
I believe that is true. I believe that in its conditions. That's not in the conditions, so I have to figure out what that is in here.
What's the condition?
The flanking one. Is that exposed? Something? What's it called?
Off guard. Off guard is
Off
flanking.
guard.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Don't expose the bear.
It has been activated. It's got off guard. Bear's off guard.
And then I'm going to do dirty trick. Pretty much gonna try to kick the back of one of its knees to make it drop a little bit.
Okay.
So this is against its reflex DC.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Okay.
a critical success.
All right. So now it has clumsy 1 until it uses an action to end it.
Alright.
Which lowers Dex,
Dex, AC, and everything else. Basically, everything that affects Dex, it's by 1.
Yeah. And because
That
I
Dex
did dirty
effect.
trick, I need to apply panache to myself.
Okay. Cool.
And then I can stab it in the butt with a rapier.
Alright. Stab away.
Stab.
Alright, let's see here. Well, because it is clumsy and off guard, that is a critical.
Oh, cool.
Its AC is currently 14, because you've reduced it by a couple of things here.
So, it's deadly, it's a precise strike. Yep, okay. I did it!
Congratulations.
Nice.
Alright.
Damage.
Yeah.
Stab.
Well, it gets that.
I forgot to do an ability. Shit.
Ixbanor. There's a bear there. It has a rapier in its butt. It probably looks very upset about it, I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. I think, given how much damage that was, I'm pretty sure that's literal.
The bear is quite upset about this entire thing. To be honest, I'm quite upset with this. Push posh.
Okay, so wait, there's my sheet. Wait, I don't need my sheet. Okay, so I'm going to cast. Honestly, I guess. Oh, I know what I can do. I've got this. I'm just gonna do. Honestly, I'm not. I'm saying honestly a lot. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna do this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, ignition
range.
All right. All right.
I should have selected it for the target. Whoops.
It's fine. So you snap your fingers, throw some fire out at this thing. It's a ranged one, so it's not a melee. So it's D4s.
Yep.
Yeah,
I can roll the damage.
All right. And
that's damage.
Wow. Minimum.
That is that's 3 1s. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, the bear will take damage.
1 in 64 chance right there.
Yeah, jeez. And it wasn't a crit success, so it didn't take persistent damage. Okay. What's your last move then?
My last move.
Fire.
I think I need to. My last is to sustain my illusion and have it like continue to run around.
Yep. Okay. Umbrin.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Phase Bolt.
Ooh, okay. Phase Bolt. I mean, that will hit it. Because you need to click on the Phase Bolt, though.
I thought I clicked on Phase Bolt.
Well, it says Occult Spell Attack.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay. So you've done the attack. You will need to hit it with an 18. That'll hit it. So you can roll your damage as you point your finger at it. Range attack against AC. If it has a circumstance of AC, reduce that by 2. It does not. So I will apply damage to the bear. Alright. What's your last action? Bolt of energy into it. Kind of blast into it. Doing some damage.
I'm going to move back up to it.
Okay. Talas.
Alright. My typical round of stuff. I'm going to demoralize.
Cool.
Attempt to do so. I gotta find the action.
Yep.
We're gonna do a little demoralize check.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not a demoralization.
That's fine. We'll raise shield and I'm gonna slap it. Have at the bear.
That will hit a bear.
You're on?
Take bunch of damage.
The target is immune to your attempts to demoralize for 10 minutes. After you demoralize.
Oh shit. No, that's fair.
Yeah, so you can demoralize it again.
Ooh, okay.
That's fine.
That's how that works.
Extra action.
Well, it'll see
roll
if
your
it
damage.
17 damage.
It does not. It was at 1.
Alright, here on my damage.
Yeah. It takes 9.
Plus 3, 9 damage.
It dies. It bloodstains. You have killed the bear.
I deserved it.
Did you turn that back on?
It might have automatically turned back on with some updates.
Oh, you updated some stuff. That makes sense.
Yeah. I'll have to check.
This popped up.
Oh, yeah, that explains it, because you also had this popping. Well, did you do the pop-up? Anyway, I don't remember.
Okay. Alright! You have defeated the grizzly bear in an epic battle. It rolled very terribly on initiative, and then you credited it on
Yippee.
It's okay, I did minimum damage.
I tried to hamper it a little bit. It didn't work.
I considered that,
Do I
but
have
I'm
a
like, this
potion
thing's.
I can
I think
drink?
we need damage at this point.
Well, I figured right off the
it
bat
might have
was
worked,
like,
but it had that rush ability, which gave it
yeah.
plus 10 extra speed, which was enough to kind of overcome the penalty from the difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Can you
I
delete?
just
Can you
figured
delete
it
one of
was
me?
worth trying to do.
Um,
Oh no, there's 2 Ixbanors.
Well, one of them was an illusion of me.
so, you have defeated the bear. Searching the area, you can find that the bear has some kind of area that seems to be a nesting area. I best can call it like a sleeping area. That has a number of various bones around there, including a few sets of bones that look surprisingly human.
Not so
Oh wait, you don't need to sustain illusory object. Oh well.
It's fine.
I was thinking of another illusion spell, which I didn't pick. Also, there's a point where it's like you see me and the illusion and me walk up, and you see us high five, and the illusion disappears.
Understandable.
Mhm.
Do I have any
Want some bear meat?
healing?
What was that question?
Yes.
I
Anyone
don't have
want some bear
any
meat?
healing ability right now.
Okay.
Except for my lay on hand, which I don't want to use right now.
I mean,
Okay.
I could heal you with a wand if you'd like.
I am a bit banged up.
I can also give you a elixir of health.
Mhm.
We also have potions in the group loot.
You do have a bunch of potions.
I've not looked in the group loot, I'm gonna be honest.
We have four potions in the group loot.
I don't even know where
For
the
minor
group
healing.
loot
Save
is.
them in case of emergencies. I can use one of my heals. I have the spell and then I have a wand of it, so
I'll take a
If you want-
little bit
as
of healing.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to check the group loot, it's at the top of your section you're in the party. There's a sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. Under
Oh.
under actors, there's the party, and there's a little like square with a folded page corner. That's the
That's
group
your party
sheet.
sheet. Yeah.
Oh.
They are nice enough to give you one. That makes it very
Let
easy
me-
to loot.
Should be able to
Thank you,
select
Foundry.
you and then
If you target me, I should be able
Yeah.
to press the button.
Mhm.
oh, I could do an animation. Did anyone else get hit?
No, I believe
No.
I'm the only one who hit.
No, I mean he's the only one hurt anyway, so you might as well do the one that does the most heal.
Mhm.
That's
Healing
kind of the
spells.
point of the character.
Give me a sec. God damn it, you can't.
Told you all I'm better when it's live.
Let me just do that. And roll.
Oh hell yeah! Oh nice.
Wow.
Perfect.
I
If you're doing
assume-
if you're doing the 2-1, then it should be +8.
Oh shit.
2-action
Okay,
one.
Hold on. Let me. We could do that. Sorry, I'm still getting used to.
Yes.
roll
The,
healing.
the,
Let me
yeah,
roll
two-
that one.
mhm.
That's more like it.
That's a lot better. There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
And
We're
that's my
figuring it out.
wand used.
Alright. Other than the bear in here, it seems to have made its home in this cavern. The skeletons seem human, honestly. Though they are damaged and destroyed in a lot of ways, so it's hard to tell exactly. Eaten by a bear doesn't make it very easy to tell what it is.
How many hours have we been traveling?
A lot? I'm going
He
to
said
say...
it was like half the day our underground adventure.
Yeah, so far at least half the day.
Do we want to stop and I can cook us up some bear meat?
I think you're supposed to eat bear.
Bear's fine to eat. You can eat bear.
I
Mhm.
highly. Have you ever heard of these things called donuts? They're good to start out with, but when you fry them in bear grease, oh, unbelievable.
Bear Grease.
Honestly, carnivore
Apparently-
opinion, meat tastes better than than sugar.
Apparently, bear tastes like a combination of venison and pork.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Like out of character, it's pretty good.
I'll make a nature check to try to actually scavenge the hide and meat them.
Sure. Okay.
Waste not, whatnot.
I think skinning is survival, isn't it?
Oh, survival maybe. Well, I get +8 to both, so.
Yeah.
What's this bonus? I mean,
Same
18's
bonus.
fine enough to basically be able to gather a decent amount of bear meat and a decent chunk of hide. It's not the most expertly done job, but you do have some nice bear hide and you got some plenty bear meat.
Okay. I will add some bear hide to my sheet.
you
And
can
I'll
easily-
cook up. I'll make a small fire and cook up some bear meat for us.
Sure. All right.
Figure
mind
we
if I
might
get-
want to take a short rest just because we've been traveling for so long.
Oh, there
do you
aren't
mind if I
short
get some
rests,
of those
but-
bones.
Well, you know what I mean. Sure.
I guess if you want to take some bear bones, you could. I mean, a bunch of meat can be carved off of it. Probably grab some.
Sweet.
All right. You enjoy your meal of bear and rest up a bit. Though mechanically there is no short rest, it's still probably. I mean, I guess there's refocus for anybody who uses focus spell, but that's 10 minutes.
Mhm.
But it is an
There are
opportunity
a
to
few
rest
other
after.
things that you can do over 10 minutes, but
It is a good opportunity to rest after like 6 hours of travel. Well, actually, probably 4 or 5 hours of travel. Still, you've been underground for quite a while, and taking a sit down feels nice. You know. Once you've had your lunch and filled your bellies, what's the plan? There does
that
seem
would
to be
also-
a tunnel out of here that leads away.
that would
The
mean
opposite way.
my cognitive mutagen runs out.
Ooh. You
That's the
no
last 10
longer have
minutes.
mind. You no longer have mind powers.
I'm no longer super smart, but also no longer super weak.
As I said, Cavern itself is a big natural cavern. Other than the normal cave-based things you find around, side by side, columns, all those kind of things. The little bear's nest seems to be the only thing there, and even looking through that, you really didn't see anything of particular value at a glance. But there does seem to be a tunnel that leads out of here, not quite opposite of where you entered into here. Kind of at a slight angle, but does seem to lead out of this cavernous area.
Well, there's one way to go.
Following the cavern, it goes on for maybe about 50 feet before you begin to see light emerging at the end as you are exiting a cave. The area outside of the cave is covered in all kinds of shrubbery, trees, plants, all kinds of materials. As you kind of exit out at what seems to be some kind of rock face of the cave into the forest proper.
Neat.
Alright. Look at that. Alright. So, what are you doing? You've exited the caves. You are outside once more.
I'm
Nature
gonna make
all
a
around you.
Survival and see if I see any humanoid footprints anywhere.
Sure. You take a look around and kind of investigate the area. There doesn't seem to be any obvious signs of humanoid footprints. The area here is filled with underbrush, small grasses, plants, all kinds of things. And it certainly speaking, like, this is an area that's not quite a clearing, but it clears enough that seems like, it's a cave entrance. A lot of plants have sprouted up here, making it very difficult to find any kind of good footprints.
Can we see the rock face that we were trying to head towards?
Yes, you're in it.
Oh, we're on it. Okay.
That's the big thing of rocks behind you. If you look back, you're like,
Ah.
big rock structure that this cave seems to be coming out of. That must be the rock structure will
on
be.
top.
You can climb it. The rocks themselves aren't like sheer cliffs. It is kind of like mound-like structure, but it isn't like necessarily the easiest climb, I would say. It is a very unusual structure now that you see it kind of up close. It's worn and round. It's very rounded. Like it looks almost like a massive, just singular boulder. But still,
I'm gonna climb up the rock and see if I can see anything nearby.
Okay. You have a climb speed, I think, right?
I do. You can still require me to do a roll if it's extra, but I think I get a bonus for having a climb speed.
I'm gonna say that this one really isn't extra difficult. It is curved, but it's not like straight up, and it is worn rock, but it is pretty smooth, but not so smooth that you really couldn't like scurry up there as it. Yeah. So I think you get up the thing pretty good. It does take you a little bit to climb to the top of this large rock structure. It is a large rock structure, so it might take you like 5-10 minutes to get all the way up there.
Okay. I just looked it up. Yeah, you get a +4 bonus if you can require one, but I get a +4 bonus if you do.
Okay. The top of the entire structure is covered in like a strange kind of lichen that seems to be covering the top of the rock. And it's kind of like gives it kind of almost like a mossy, squishy top to it. So it kind of has a green top on top of the entire rock. But no little plants seem to be growing up here.
Not a lot, or
no other plants. Just this strange
no other
lichen.
plants in lichen.
Mm-hmm. Just this lichen. That does seem to kind of cover the entire top of it.
No, it probably doesn't have enough dirt on it to.
I know. Yeah, I don't.
It does seem like a just giant boulder that's just here in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, my thought was more to look around to see if I see anything nearby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Give me perception. Just look out.
I wish sorcerers had better perception. To be fair, I also have a terrible wisdom, so it's partially my fault.
Mm-hmm. All right. Take a look around.
I also always... I think I rolled, like... Except for initiative, I think I've rolled, like, a 2 or, like, a 5 or lower on every perception check.
So you kind of, like, look out around the area. You're kind of scouting it out and kind of, like, looking around all directions. Unfortunately, it just seems like a lot of trees. There does seem to be one thing you can notice. Far off in the distance, you can, just because you generally know the geography of this area, you see one of the rivers off to the west.
Okay.
From this vantage point, you can see it. It is a crack in the forest, a pretty decently sized one. But that's like the only thing you can kind of see, basically.
I would not be surprised if that's a critical fail.
I am while you're up on the rock, I'm going to summon Shadow and share senses and have them fly around the area and scout out. So let's see what we get.
So Shadow can give kind of a look around the area. There doesn't seem to be a lot around the nearby area. There's lots of forests and wood. So there is something that does seem to stand out a little bit. There does seem to be a small area that's an opening in the forest that seems a little unnatural.
Okay. I'll call Shadow back, take my senses back to myself and go, there seems to be an unnatural opening in the forest up ahead.
I didn't see it.
Well, I had Shadow scout ahead for me.
Nope, doesn't exist.
Believe it or not,
okay, let's go.
You have decent vision.
Okay, let's go. I'm just pulling your leg. Let's go.
Alright.
Please
You
don't.
can head through the
That's
woods
uncomfortable.
in the direction of the strange area you saw. It doesn't take you long to get there. And what you will find appears to be a large tree that has fallen down. And this would seem like, okay, probably could have happened in a forest. But it does seem to be particularly a healthy tree that's fallen down. So you think that's probably fallen down pretty recently. Doesn't mean something could have happened and caused it to fall down. But there is something noticeable that it seems to have fallen onto. It looks like it's crushed some kind of tent.
I want to examine the tree from where it broke off.
I wanted to do that too.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. We can both do it.
Yeah. And I guess do a nature check to see if I can tell if it was natural or if someone cut it.
So the tree isn't broken; it is uprooted.
Oh. Okay.
And,
I want to look at where the roots came out and look. Does it look like something was able to push it, or does it?
Give me I guess a nature check. We'll say. Give me a nature check. Take a look at it. All right. You'll kind of take a look around, and it does. There doesn't seem to be any obvious evidence of something necessarily unnatural. But the fact is, looking around at the dirt and stakes of the tree and what's going on, it does seem strange that, again, is this a pretty big tree? Yes. Is it that much bigger than trees around here? Not so much that it would be, unnatural, something would be wrong that it's too big or something. The ground here seems relatively stable. The root structure, it seems as though a bunch of roots were torn up by whatever happened here. By it falling down.
I'm going to point this out to Ixbanor. Could you tell anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Since you want to...
Can I use detect magic to detect lingering magic? Or I don't... That's more of, I think, a GM call. I don't think there's a rule for that.
If it's probably, very recent, I might allow it. But, it'd have to, very, very recent kind of things.
Okay.
As much
I
as
detect
this tree
magic to
has
see if there's something, but...
Yeah, no. I'm not going to detect anything else.
No magic.
Oh, actually, though, you will detect a little bit of magic by something underneath the tree.
Ah. Well, I don't know if there's anything magical going on here, but there is something magical in that mess over there.
With what tent and probably campsite that's been crushed by it.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem very much so like the tree fell on a campsite.
Does anyone have anything that can cut up a tree, an axe or anything? I don't think we're going to move this otherwise.
I don't believe I do.
I mean, my secondary weapon is a big axe.
I mean, my telekinetic hand cannot lift that much, I don't think. It can lift a light bulk.
How big's the tree?
3.5, 4 foot diameter. Pretty big. But not, so big you probably couldn't work around it. If you wanted to, axe it apart, you'd probably break it somewhere. The other thing would be, it probably would be difficult to roll unless you took out some of the roots. Because as a bunch of roots are torn up, there are still some patched. But you could do that. You could probably break roots and then roll it, maybe. That might be easier. That might require straight-up checks and take less time. Though, you'd have to make a check for that one. If you just wanted to cut away at the tree, that probably could be done. It would probably just be time consuming.
Do we need what would be the purpose of moving this tree?
Well, there's something magical in the tent that's under the tree.
Okay.
There is always fire.
But that could
Unless
then
we get that
destroy
out
the
of hand.
tent and everything else with it. That's why I.
You guys are no
wasn't
fun.
That's why I wasn't suggesting that.
Burn it all.
Did I get that?
Only you know if you got that. I am unaware.
What do we have in the group stuff?
I'm trying to see if I got the, there's a mutagen that allows you to, like, become super strong. And I would have just hand it off to one of you guys, but...
It's just a tent, right? That has a magic thing under it?
Yes?
Which is under the tree.
Yeah, why don't we dig?
That's a good point.
The
have a
earth
shovel?
is easier to move than an entire tree.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Do you have a shovel?
I actually don't think I have a shovel.
We have a crowbar in our hands.
I think that would take longer than chopping up a tree.
A
I am a ferret.
3.5-foot diameter tree.
Because you probably have to cut it in 2 spots, is the thing for the tree.
Yeah.
Even one spot would take well over an hour, if not more, if we don't have a wood axe. Have none of you been outside?
I could probably dig it out in a few hours. I am a ferret. I'm pretty proficient at digging.
Displays large axe.
Which is meant for killing. It is a slicing blade, not a chopping one.
There's not much difference between an axe for heads and an axe for trees.
Oh yes, there is, sir.
I mean,
the angle
that it's what it's used for is different.
I mean, it still will do the job. It just is not quite as efficient.
Yeah. Where is the group food?
Under the player thing. Under actors,
the
party. Yeah. Honestly speaking, I will tell you, the digging will take a lot faster because you can have all of you working on it while only one person has an axe. That's why it will take less time.
Yeah, we don't have anything useful in the group food, it doesn't look like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who wants this? I say, holding up a potion I just threw together.
What is it?
It'll make you faster, a little bit stronger.
Faster, stronger, smarter.
I mean, it might be best to give
that one.
It might be best to give the Talas since they already have strength.
+2 bonus to acrobatics. Oh wait, I thought that was athletics. Okay, never mind. I wouldn't watch that.
You have the wrong one. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah, acrobatics isn't as useful.
Again, if you just want to dig it out, I'm not going to have you roll to dig it out. That will just take a little bit of time. But you can do that. Definitely less time than chopping the tree, because all 4 of you can do that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Digging out the campsite takes a little bit, but certainly speaking, you can kind of clear some dirt away. You don't have to go that deep to get things out from under the tree, because it is kind of resting on a lot of ground there. You will discover that it is indeed some form of campsite. You will see signs that the tree itself crushed not only a tent, but you'd think is a fireplace, and a person inside the tent. They're very crushed. Unfortunately, kind of just, they're not well kept. But you will discover what they had, and that is kind of like wedged in a spot underneath them that seems to have kept it safe is seemingly a pouch that has a healing potion in it. But it does seem like the tree fell in the woods and crushed the person. There is something else that you'll find in here which is very strange. An arm. Like an extra arm. Underneath the tree.
That's weird.
It seems not incredibly fresh, but I would say this probably body kind of is maybe really a medicine check. It seems relatively fresh for how it is, but give me a medicine check to see if you can kind of process that. If that brings to it.
I am untrained.
I have some basic information I can give you, but there could be more stuff.
I have bonuses, but I'm untrained.
What's the check?
Because a medicine.
Oh yeah, you're the best currently with medicine.
All right. Well, you kind of take a look at things there, and you're not sure what it means, but like, it is an easy tell on the arm. It's pretty cleanly cut. You can't tell if it was cut off with the person dead. Maybe they were pinned by their arm under the tree, or if they were still alive. That
well, if it's cleanly cut,
Be right back.
either someone cut it off after they died and took the body, or they cut it off themselves to free themselves.
Yep. There isn't any good evidence in the woods nearby, as much as it hasn't been, like, that long, you assume, since the arm and body were crushed. You're not exactly sure, but you can guess that it's been less than a week, probably, since whatever this was occurred. Blood didn't really last that long, was there? There at least was a little bit of rain somewhere. So,
There could be a survivor of this incident.
anyway, now what are you gonna do? Got an extra healing potion, got a corpse, got an arm.
Well, I think we'll leave the corpse in the ground where it is.
I mean, you dug it out, technically, because it's no longer stuck under a tree.
Yes, I mean, we could put it back in the ground and just...
You did dig a little
cover
hole.
it.
You just throw the dirt you had on top of it.
Yeah.
It's a shallow grave, but it's a grave.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think
Alright.
that would probably be the best to do, just
Sure.
be respectful to the body.
Yeah. You can give the poor soul a shallow burial. Burial.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry.
I'll just say, may whatever spirits still exist in this world guide you to your afterlife.
So why was there an extra arm? Sorry, I had to take a call.
We're not sure if someone cut the arm after they died and took the body, or if the person might have been pinned underneath and cut off their own arm to be able to escape.
I see.
I mean, it's again one of those things. Is that it
Also, you
didn't
said it was
take
a healing potion?
It was a healing potion.
Okay, I'm just gonna bump that up. I'm just gonna bump that up on the group loot.
Mm-hmm. The arm certainly was relatively cleanly cut off. Not an expert in medicine, but Umbrin can kind of tell, like, this isn't, like, torn off, this isn't ripped off. This is, like, it is pretty cleanly severed.
This
You don't
could
have to
be
have
one of the-
And were they bones or not?
They were fleshy. Like,
Okay.
as I told Umbrin, he guesses probably within the last week, but he can't be sure. Because again, like, he's not sure because a tree on top of something, as much as it's like, it might have prevented a little bit of air getting to things, so it might not decompose as quick. But he's like, they seem pretty fresh.
Question.
I mean,
Was there any, like, broken bows or anything like that? Because these could have been hunters.
Yes. Their gear, that's crushed and smashed as it is, does scream hunter.
Okay, so these
At least
might-
on the smush man.
Yeah.
Woman.
So at
You're
least
actually not
the-
sure. They're very smushed.
Yeah, at least the person who has died here was most likely one of the hunters.
yeah, I'm kind of. I feel like. I mean, Gregor was saying like he was like the hunters were out for a bit. I wonder if they were out for longer than he like.
I'm
He wasn't sure when
wondering
they'd
if they're
get
not
back.
coming- I'm wondering if they're not coming back.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. But yeah.
I'm wondering if he's just hoping we'll wait a little while and just give up and leave. I think there's more going on here than he's letting on.
I'm still not super suspicious of him. However, you know what they say: trust but verify.
Well, we could either try to track around through here, or go back through the tunnels and start again tomorrow in a different direction. There is still, I think, the east and the west.
It was east and south.
East and south, okay.
Yes.
We can see where those lead. I'm not seeing anything directly in the area that screams, "Follow me." So trying to trunch through these woods could be a futile effort.
Mm-hmm. It is definitely in this area you are in very, untamed wilds at this point in time. So yeah.
Not to mention there could be more. There was wargs out there.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean you can find hunting trails or stuff like that and walk around. That's still nice.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? Heading back to town, trying to look around at all? I guess I don't know if those seem to be the two options you're kind of going between.
Yeah, I mean, I could try to make a survival check and see if I can find any trails that we could try to follow, but...
Sure. You want to do that? I'm not going to stop you.
Well, I guess while we're deciding, I will take a quick look around.
Yeah, while people are thinking about it. You'll take a little bit of a look around, and certainly speaking, this area is a pretty untamed wild, and there isn't a lot of good evidence easily found. If there's footprints, there's nothing major, but you try to look close, just in case there's kind of signs of anything that you might find. And you do find a little bit of something. It doesn't seem very easy to follow. You don't know how far you could go with it. But kind of looking very close and investigating the area, you do see a slight trail of blood. Something hidden beneath some of the leaves and stuff on lower leaves. Maybe dropped and kind of fell down. Kind of slightly dried and kind of caked up on some berries that were kind of a little protected from rain.
Team, I did find some blood. We could attempt to follow it. Up to you guys?
I just gonna say, from your experience, it doesn't seem like a very easy trail to follow.
Yeah, right. I get that. I'm going to say it doesn't seem like it would be an easy task, but we have a general direction we could go in.
Eskret, track.
You dare command me?
Please?
You're more animalistic than I am.
I think they've lost their scent.
I mean, when you work with potions as long as I have, you're bound to have some damage.
That's fair. Alright. And Eskret will start sniffing.
Okay. You have, I think, what's your ability? It's the imprecise.
30 feet.
Yeah. Okay. Then I guess that
there's a blood drop within 30 feet.
Yeah, give me perception to see how well you can follow it. I guess you can either give me perception or survival. Your choice. I would allow either in this case.
I'm pretty sure my perception is better. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you try to get a hold of the trail, and certainly speaking, you can find evidence of the trail that Umbrin has. But it does seem, as I said to him, very difficult and sparse. You think you might be able to try to go it, but it would be very easy for you to get lost in the trail. You're not confident you can follow it. There may be just not enough drops of blood or something like that. This isn't like... Whoever lost the arm either wasn't bleeding or at least tried to stop the bleeding. So actually,
They might have
both
done a
scenarios.
tourniquet.
Yeah, if they cut off the arm and tourniqueted themselves, maybe that's not really bleeding a lot. Or if they were already dead, they might have already not had enough blood to pool, kind of thing, or like bled out some other way that the rain and soil has hidden. Yeah.
I mean, if we want to attempt to follow it, I can mark the trees as we go by so we can find our way back.
I don't mind either way.
Ixbanor, Talas, do you...
Could just mark it. Yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will require either one of you to make a survival check. If you want the other one to help out, I guess you can roll to assist. I forget what the rule... We talked about the rules for that before.
I think we did, but I forget what it is.
I think it's a check of a pretty much like the same DC with Dracovin.
It's I think it's an actually no, I think it's what it's supposed to be. It's an average DC check.
Okay,
of
DC
something check. that would be helpful. I mean, technically it's supposed to be DC 15, but I would argue that average is a better way of doing it.
Yeah.
Average DC check of a skill that you think would be helpful. So it doesn't have to be the same skill, but it has to be something appropriate, obviously. Like, you can't use,
Yeah. So I guess in this case, if Eskret wanted to do honestly speaking, I think we can keep it for 15 for now. We'll make this one a little easier. We'll test it out, see if I need to change it to average DC.
Mm-hmm. Basically, it just becomes almost like an auto success later on. That's the main reason I would think about changing.
Yeah, that is maybe like a. So if you want to make a DC 15 perception while Umbrin makes a survival check, I will allow you to do that.
Huh. Have some guidance.
Oh, why thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That gives +1.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm assuming that goes up as you get higher.
Well, let me do my survival.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ooh, that's shit.
Alright, so that's interesting. You will kind of you will mark your trail. At least try to keep on it.
As long as it's not a critical failure, because critical failure does make it so you you do a negative.
Yeah.
-1.
To mark our way, I'll bite like chunks out of the tree.
Okay. Since you don't have a machete to clear it, you'll just use your fangs. No. I like that. Anyway, you'll do your best to follow what you think is the trail of blood. Actually, I just as an argument for this, do you think it would have been more appropriate because it's the trail of blood that Eskret would have rolled and Umbrin would have assisted?
Oh, that's what I thought was going on.
That's what I thought was going on too.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. So Umbrin, you don't help whatsoever, and Eskret rolled very well. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. For whatever reason, my brain switched it, and I was confused about that. And okay, so it's like
he
that
has
makes
the
sense.
scent ability. I figured
he has the scent. He's better.
Better equipped for this. All right, so Eskret, Umbrin is marking some trails, but and tries to give you some suggestions. They aren't really helpful. They're not bad, but they're not helpful, like for what you're doing. You're kind of getting like in there and kind of like checking, and you're finding like it does take a little bit to follow these trails, but you will be able to follow it, and it will go on for a while. You'll be following it for maybe an hour, hour and a half, kind of winding through the woods, and you will actually be able to keep up with this trail, these little bit of drops of blood. And eventually, though, you will kind of hear noise up ahead. Creatures speaking in some form of language. And you can also kind of see some... It's the middle of the afternoon. You'll probably be able to see it still, some, like... There's a fire going on. also up ahead, fire and noise coming up ahead. But anyway, before you figure out what's going on with fire, noise, and strange language going on, why don't we take our break? It's about that time. It's probably a good point in time to do it. So if you snack, drink, bathroom break, go ahead and grab those, and we'll be back in a little bit to continue the adventure now that we've followed the trail successfully. Alright, screen, please. Alright, we return. Okay. So, I'm actually gonna send you out of a cave and into a forest. That feels more appropriate right now.
A forest cave.
I know. Anyway, there's a fire up ahead, and noises and language being spoken that I don't think any of you know. What are your languages?
Elven and Jotun.
I know
Okay.
Goblin and Shadow Tongue in common.
Okay.
Ysoki, Dwarven, Draconic.
Okay. So, then, one of you can understand this. Umbrin.
Yeah.
There is a deep voice speaking in Goblin up ahead.
What does it say?
This tastes like crap! Are you sure we can't roast them up? We've been informed to keep them alive for now. We might need them. The boss wants them if we can take them. That one's missing an arm. I sure it won't miss another one. Cool it. We have our orders. We are to stay here for now. Find any stragglers. How about you? What do you have to say? No says anything. Quiet and kind of comment after the small conversation.
I'm gonna hold up a hand.
Mm-hmm.
There's creatures speaking the goblin tongue up ahead. I think they have people they've captured. I think also that includes the person with the missing arm. I think we should try to get closer and see if we can see what we might be dealing with.
Agreed.
Okay. Alright.
Actually, I am going to be smart.
Ooh.
I am going to summon my shadow off my arm again
Mm-hmm.
and have it fly up ahead, staying decently high, and share senses and see if I can see what's going on.
Sure. Alright. Give that perception.
Go bad eyes.
Alright. 21's a pretty good check. So, Shadow being a bat, probably isn't the most... It's probably not trying to necessarily be stealthy. It is also getting towards the evening, so it's probably not unheard of that a bat might be in the area. So I assume Shadow's going to kind of fly over there and see what it is. So there is a rudimentary campsite with 3 creatures sitting around it. One is quite large. One you can identify certainly from stories and information as a goblin. There is a medium-sized creature that looks kind of like a goblin, but different. Don't know what that is. But the other one is like a massive, like 14-foot-tall humanoid that seems to be kind of like chewing on what looks to be a deer carcass that's been half roasted from over a fire, while it looks like there is a warg that's been on a spittle that's kind of roasting over a fire that like the other 2 are like picking at. There seems to be 3 cages in here, one that is empty, open and covered in bloodstains, another that has a what looks to be two human men kind of crouched up next to each other, kind of like covered over, and a third cage that has what looks to be a woman missing an arm, but I would say in obvious, terrible medical distress, because these guys don't look like they're good at medicine.
Yeah.
But she's alive, she's breathing, but she seems pretty terrible shape.
Can I make any kind of check to see if I might have heard of these other creatures?
Probably be some kind of lore check. I gotta be honest.
I mean, I have genealogy when it comes to lore, fortune telling, mountain lore, planar rift, volcano lore.
Would I be able to use academia lore?
You might be able to use academia if you saw. I mean, if Umbrin wants to try to give you a basic description, maybe?
I could give you a description.
It might be a little bit more difficult without seeing them, but if you just wanted to make a check, like academia, it just might be, you might be able to identify them without actually looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll describe them to you.
Yeah,
I could also just get closer.
Well, you could attempt it with my description, and then if you're not able to figure it out, we could, get closer and see. But if we have an idea of what we're getting into ahead of time, that's what I'm trying to do.
Can you hand me one of the party potions, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like, how it actually goes, I'm not sure if I can send stuff to you.
Oh, I just added one.
Okay, I'll just remove one then. Cool. Minor potion of healing.
I don't have a good... I did upload fire or something like that, and I don't think I've got one in here, but I can kind of position all of you a little farther back. Let's say you're, like, down here, kind of in the area. You're not quite on the trail, but I'll kind of position where they are over here.
I got distracted from rolling my lore. Oh my gosh. I'm rolling terrible today.
It happens. I mean, at least we know there's 3 of them up ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to tell you, like, one's big and beefy, one seems to be like some kind of goblin but larger, and one seems to be a standard goblin.
Did they say anything of note about people or any of that?
So I've positioned where things are from where you are. Yeah. These are the 2 people in one cage. This is the one person alone. And the fire's like here. With this big thing eating the roasted deer. And these 2 working on the spittle roasted warg.
I'll mention that they're eating a warg.
Okay. Hear me out. I'm going to sneak up there, see what I can do. Worst case scenario, they find me, hopefully take my things instead of trying to kill me, and capture me. But I'm good at getting out of things. You know, nom nom, those kind of things. And I can bite them if I need to. So, see how things play out? Don't immediately come charging in and get me killed, please.
Okay. You know what? I've been very clumsy today, so I'm gonna... Oh, actually, this time I will give you that potion.
Ooh.
Which one?
The Quicksilver potion. 1 second. Where is it? Where is it?
I can keep an eye through shadows
Okay,
to see what happens and if you need assistance.
Nope, that didn't do what I wanted it to.
I don't quite understand what you're trying to get across.
Trying to use a Quicksilver mutagen of some kind.
I'm just trying to figure out how to put it into chat.
You had
I
earlier.
know how now. There it is. I'm dumb. I just had to click on it that way.
Oh, +2.
Yep. Acrobatics, stealth, and thievery checks.
And I'm
Reflex
guessing
saves-
in order to use it, then Eskret would click on the use? How that work?
Drag the effect onto Eskret.
Oh, affect mutagen. I can drag that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And
Eskret has a mutagen effect on you.
Yeah, okay, and it modified my health as well. Okay.
Okay.
So it took care of it.
Yep.
Alright.
Burn's going down, but it helps.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Okay. So what's your plan,
I'll have-
Eskret?
I'm also having Shadow kind of sit on a branch and keeping an eye out
Sure.
while I continuously perceive through their eyes.
Yeah, you can kind of watch things.
Eskret even takes off his armor
Okay.
before going.
Okay. Alright, let me just check this here. Let me roll some d20s just to see what happens. 6. No. Hold on. You are distracted. What do you... Alright. So you will hear Umbrin as Eskret, you are wandering up. Something lives nearby. What? Just another deer? Oh no, but something over there. You'll kind of see it kind of pull out like this kind of like a sword and kind of be like get up and start walking a little bit around the cage. And just kind of taking a look around. I don't know if I see a deer, but there's something over here. Okay. I'm just gonna give another perception check. Rolls. Oh!
Another 17. Damn you, Tantus.
Giant rat! Aye! That's delicious!
Wait! I surrender.
It speaks something! I don't understand a word it's saying! You speak the common tongue, foul beast!
Well, yes, it is helpful for talking.
The tongue of man! We eat man! Should we eat you, rat?
I also eat humans. Are you kidding me? They're delicious. Long pigs.
We don't know of you, rat.
Well, I completely understand. I haven't met you either. Well, hello.
Come here now.
Well, why not? Assuming you aren't trying to take a bite out of me.
So how are you, like, dressed or not dressed at this point in time?
In his, like, casual clothes, no armor over it, nothing. The rapier's still at his side, you know, and all that. So as usual, outfit, minus armor.
I'm just gonna roll something here to see how it is. Right, okay. Rat! If you hate human, and you be... pet. No. You work for us or die.
Well, those are definitely some options. I believe I'll have to take the second. Or no, sorry, the first. You're terrifying, to be honest. Just throwing me off.
Kill me.
One of you spoke Jotun, right?
I speak Jotun, yes.
Okay, then you might not be close enough to hear this, as in a third language now, the goblin will kind of go up to this one and say something to this big thing here. And then they'll be like, cut some meat for the prisoners. We can't have them dying.
As you say, and I pull out my dagger and start cutting some meat. Should I cook it or do they eat it raw? I don't know. I've never watched a human eat.
I heard of oppress. Bad treatment for others. Is true?
Well, if we want to annoy them, we should probably feed it to them raw whether or not they want it, because anything can eat it cooked. Not everyone can eat raw.
The big thing will make kind of noises and say something, and in a very deep and bellowing voice that can be heard pretty far away. And it would be like, Red pretty, can I keep? And the
Thank you.
the goblin will respond back in something that Ixbanor you cannot hear, of course, before they will turn back and have a conversation in goblin with each other.
And with that, well, I think they found him.
Yeah, well, I'm repeating everything.
Yeah.
But I just... okay.
They'll continue a discussion then. It's sort of like... and the hobgoblin will be like, weren't there rats that were slaughtered under us? It was probably just a minor one left over. We all know that the tall ones, squats and pointy ears for all the oppressors of many. It was behind them that we were banished originally. I know the stories of our ancestors more than you two. The rat will make a fine pet. Fine little servant that we will keep around. This is in goblins, so you don't really understand.
Yeah, but while they are talking to each other about this, I am going to use a chunk of meat to kind of half hide the healing potion I was handed and hand it off to the one with the arm cut off.
Okay. It seems the lady with the arm cut off seems confused, but awake enough that she can kind of understand what's going on and will take stuff from her. She does seem to be in pretty bad shape.
Probably in shock.
Yeah, that might be enough to like hold off problems, but it probably won't solve it, which is a minor wound. But it'll be decent. Probably give her a little bit more time, I'd say.
Yeah, the goal is to keep her alive.
Yeah. I don't mind pets. It may be useful later on. And if it gets too annoying, we can always eat it later on. Isn't that right, big guy? Dora. The other one will be like, I believe our friend here, Shan, is a woman of her kind. I'm sorry that you can't identify all the others of the variety of giants. Ah! What do you say?
I should start.
They are not as beautiful as great goblin women. Ah, I miss
I'm
the old
definitely
days.
pointing out that it's a giant.
I mean, I would have also been like, I heard giant.
It doesn't seem particularly intelligent one, so probably one of the dumber giant varieties, aka, yes.
I am going to start sneaking up.
Are you going to tell me that? So then I'll stop shooting
Oh, yeah.
instances and come with you.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Okay.
Pals is just gonna hold back, and if you need to, rush it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will roll stealth then.
Okay. I guess Ixbanor and Umbrin, you can roll stealth.
As I go to feed these two.
Yep.
Umbrin, as you walk away, I will cast guidance on you. Or
Umbrin?
Ixbanor.
Ixbanor.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, since this cage is slightly behind the tree, I'm going to leave both of my daggers behind the tree.
Okay.
Like within their reach.
Oh, pretty good rolls. I'm going to roll some d20s then. I'm just going to roll through here. 6, 13, and a 13. I'm pretty sure none of them have +9, but I'll just make sure here just to be in case. There's one I want to check. You... No. Okay. None of them seem to take notice of you. At this point in time, like the medium-sized goblin creature kind of throws like a leg of the ward over at the people in the cage and kind of laughs about something. I guess Umbrin, you can hear this now. It's sort of like because you're getting close. Oh, they can eat up all they want. They'll die horribly soon enough. Yes. I'm sure the deaths they will have will be excruciating and more painful than they even deserve. It is fine. Still, we have a mission here. We are to kill all of them. We must succeed.
Okay. I have a plan. I just need to figure out the range of this.
Are they actively holding their weapons, or have they set any to the side or anything?
The medium-sized one still has the long sword at ready. Not, like, out, but has it kind of, like, it's, like, chewing on something while it's kind of got it, like, pointed into the ground. The, big thing has a club. Actually, let me check what weapon it has. I just want to make sure, because I don't know. I think it's just a... No, it's a massive kind of, like, hook weapon that's just kind of, like, lying next to it, like, on a log. The only one that seems to have its weapon sheathed is the goblin. Again, like, the medium one does seem to be not, like, super cautious of you, but isn't, like... Probably is, like, still, like, a little bit of, like, you know, keeping a set, like, one eye on you a little bit. And I guess the giant is also watching you, but has this look of, like, want pet.
Wish you had to move there.
So, Eskret will go up to the big one. You clearly must be the one in charge here. You're so beautiful.
Because she's definitely, like, appears more humanoid, like, the goblins joked about it, but you can tell kind of she's very, like, lumpy and, you know, definitely not human. Anyway, she's gonna hold out a hand and kind of move it down towards you, as she kind of will, like, put the deer down next to her weapon, so it's kind of, like, sticking out of the ground is, like, this roasted deer on a big spit, wooden spit, as she kind of reaching it down, this hand towards your head, and kind of, like, just kind of, like, pats it, and kind of, like, it's that, like, you know, rubbing a head, but doesn't really know how to pet an animal. I was going to say something in giant and be like, pretty. I like that.
Eskret will give a bow and kind of turn towards the medium-sized one. I have no idea what she's saying, but it seems nice.
The goblin will laugh, and the other one will kind of give this, like, look of not understanding you at all. As only one of them actually speaks the human tongue. Anyway.
So, deep into the forest, I'm gonna, like, up, like, do you see my line? Yeah. Anyway,
yep,
so up
line.
that way. I'm going to try and make a not try. So I'm gonna use ventriloquism, second level, meaning I can change the tone, quality of the voice, etc. And I'm gonna try and make it sound like another giant troll or what, ogre, whatever she sounds. Basically, something that sounds similar to her, but maybe try and make it sound male, and basically say like, "Hey, we got some intruders over here. Come on, come and help."
Okay, so the giant will kind of like turn that way and start scratching its head, and then kind of look back towards the goblin, as the goblin will then like draw its weapon and be like, "Were we expecting any visitors?" In goblin. "No, I wasn't expecting anything." "Should we send her and check it out?" "Sure." And then in giant, it's like, "Hey, your friend might be over there. Go check it out." "Okay." She's gonna wander over here. I'm just gonna put her over here. She's wandering off this direction.
Yep. I mean, yeah. I can only make it go so far, so it sounds...
How long do you want to wait with her wandering off?
Yeah, so this is where I'm just kind of like, okay, what do we want to do now? Because I feel like now is when we attack. Now that she's separated, she's gonna have to get back to us.
I'm not gonna lie.
All together and
you can tell she's like wandering off. You could wait for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah, if she doesn't seem like she's gonna be back anytime soon, we'll give her.
Yeah.
A few
my thought was just to completely eliminate one, kind of, or well.
Yeah.
I feel like she'll start heading back, which is why we should give her some time when she hears combat. But
that's fine. I was just like, ooh, I have my focus spell back. I can do an area, a 10-foot burst of Earth Smile, but I can still hit the other two.
Would you like? Eskret speaks to the medium-sized one. Would you like to play a prank on your friend?
It'll just be like, it'll kind of like, it'll be saying to Goblin, kind of like while looking at you, but like seemingly addressing the other one. "Why does it keep speaking to me in this foul language it knows? Ugh. It's ugly language of bald apes." Don't worry about it. It's important to know things like this. Once they're all dead, it'll be a masterpiece of literature, something we can remember the slaughter with every time we speak it. Do not worry about it.
Ixbanor, I'm gonna look at you and kind of do the...
Ixbanor, do you see him? If you want to make a perception versus their stealth.
I mean, okay. I mean, there's a thing where you're generally hiding from people, but okay.
I mean, like, Ixbanor is right next to them. It's kind of difficult to not hide from them also. I don't know.
That's fair. I'm not, like, right next to them, but I'm close. I'm pretty close. Anyway.
Oh, no, Ixbanor. I thought you were talking about... You're talking to Ixbanor.
Eskret.
Yeah.
Me.
No, not Eskret. Ixbanor.
Oh, Ixbanor. Oh, sorry. Again, that's me. No, Ixbanor can notice you're, like, kind of like, counting down. So I saw your Eskret.
I'm sorry, I'm doing, like, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that and give a thumbs up. Like, is that ready? Okay.
Yep.
So since you give me the thumbs back up, I will do the 3, 2, 1, and then I am going to cast Earth Smile.
Okay. Let me check how surprise attack works.
So, basically,
I know it's like.
I think you can give us a surprise round, but traditionally, we just roll stealth for our initiative versus or the higher of our stealth and perception for our initiative or something like that. But anyone who has not acted yet in this case, so basically you roll initiative like normal, but if they have not acted yet because they're surprised, they're off guard.
That's what it is. Okay. So again, surprise is still easy, but it's going to be a normal initiative.
Yeah.
So let me activate
But
the counter.
basically, they still have a chance to act first if they. So.
That's what I'm going to be doing when I go.
Yeah. But you can argue that, he can act. You can, like, move him to front or something, or. Yeah, there are.
I am going to roll you, but I don't know if you're going to be in this battle, honestly, because you're pretty far away. But just in case things take a long time, I'm going to roll. Just in case. Okay.
Yeah, let
me roll Talas.
Also, fun fact, because Eskret is acting socially, he could actually, if you allow it, he can roll a deception, potentially, as a initiative.
Yeah.
If he wants.
If it would be better. I don't know if it would be much different than
if I kept the same roll, it'd be 18 instead, so not that.
Not much of a difference.
Okay.
It's still going the same
order. I just want to remind that, like, there are different ways to...
Yeah. Thank you. You are correct. Okay, so, Umbrin. You are first. Of course, on the...
Yes. Okay, so let me just do things here.
Rearrange this. That. You there for now. So you definitely got the surprise in this case, and they are
off guard.
Off guard. Off guard. And off guard.
I actually think Eskret would also be off guard until he acts, because he's also suppressed, arguably.
True.
I mean,
Darius.
I'm next.
Yeah, he's next, so it doesn't matter.
And you're probably not, and you're not getting hit by Umbrin, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah,
it's a DC
it's just
16 basic reflex.
Okay.
It's just fun stuff to think about.
Put that in the chat, if you will, please.
Okay, let me read newer because I had put it up further up. That's why.
Yeah. I see where it is. I went up to it for 5. So DC. Okay. I think that should roll for you if I do that. Yeah. Let me do the same for you. Well, they will both make it, it looks like. So...
That's interesting. If you tie with an enemy, the enemy goes first. That's an interesting roll.
Okay. Good to know.
Cast a spell the first time you sustain each round thereafter.
Oh, it's basic, so it'd be half damage. Okay.
Yep. So
sorry, I'm just reading through the initiative rolls to make sure I'm getting everything right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is you. Roll half on you. And roll half on you. Alright. We're taking some damage. And I think... Do they get the...
with the range, each creature...
The persistent fire damage negated with a successful save. Okay, just want to make sure of that. So they are persistent damage, but they will take a hit.
But every round I can sustain it.
Yep. Eskret.
This might surprise you guys, but pocket sand.
Well, yes. Gotcha. That was on the
medium one next to me.
Yeah. What's that verse? Something.
Reflex DC.
Let me check his reflex DC. That's a yes. Not a critical success, but a success nonetheless.
So he can interact to end the impediment, or it will go away at the end of the round, and it's clumsy one.
Okay. We'll give you a clumsy. Okay.
What a surprise! I do something that gives me. did that, which gives me panache. Hooray! And you know what? I think I'm just gonna bite him rather than taking out my rapier or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, for love of God, hit.
Let's see here. Your AC is somewhere in here. That'll hit.
Market him.
Yeah, that still will hit. That's fine.
Precise strike, strength, backstabber. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, not the best.
Alright, taking a hit. And what's your, I guess, final action? Because I believe that was...
Yeah, that was 2.
Yep.
You know what? Probably just another nibble.
That'll hit.
Oh, that was incorrect. So it's 5. No, wait, sorry, 6. 6 because of backstabber.
I'll just roll half damage then. So that would be 6. Okay. That'll be appropriate then. There we go. That was easy math then. I didn't have to worry about it. Alright. It'll yell, Betrayer, and try to strike you with its longsword pad.
I'm just hungry!
So let me go to you, and let me remove off guard. You're no longer off guard. Still clumsy. It's very angry, so it's not going to do anything about that. Let me see. That's not going to come up. Those might come up, maybe. But for now, he's just going to longsword you a couple of times. So, 1. No. 2. That's 21 hit.
Yes. How much
All
do
right.
you need for a crit fail?
I mean, like, he technically probably did, but on a normal strike, there really isn't an extra crit fail added there.
I have a reaction, so...
Oh! Well, what's your AC?
18.
Then it wouldn't have been a crit fail. Well, actually, no. It would have been because it was a natural... No. Would it have been crit fail because of the natural one? Yes, it would have been. Okay. So it would have mattered for that one. So if you had your reaction from your first thing, go ahead and take that.
That allows me to make a melee strike.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
yeah, a third bite.
Uh-huh. This might make a difference. We'll see. Let me see your... No, that would not have hit.
Damn.
Unfortunately. Now that he was on guard, he was able to, block the hit.
The time to roll higher than 6.
He will roll his attack. He will do you 11. And then he will do one more attack at you and not hit you. And unfortunately, I don't think you have another reaction to do it again. But that'll be that guy's turn. Ixbanor.
Okay. Who's off guard? Momo's gonna come running up.
Which will take still a little time, though.
Not checking loose.
Momo character.
Talas, how fast are you? 20. Alright, not very long.
So you can move 60. He's gonna be sprinting.
Oh no.
Yep, I'm just gonna move Talas up, because that's Talas' turn. Sprinting up.
He'll get here next turn.
He'll eventually arrive to help out.
I'm trying to decide who I want to befuddle.
Ooh.
Or actually, wait. I could also just try and do. What is my movement? So it's 20. And the cone for that. Cone. I could try and risk that. Or I could just befuddle. No, let's risk it. Get both of them.
Stupid. Earth Spiral was only one action. I should have actually done something else too.
Ah. Oh, you're right. You can take your other action after this.
Oh, I can't do it without getting into Earth's Bile.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so I'm just gonna befuddle. I'm gonna befuddle the one that Eskret is not fighting. So let me actually target him.
Goblin. Okay.
And pow. Pow.
Befuddle. So sees a confusion, targets mine, and it has to make a will save. So
Critical failure. It's clumsy 3, stupefied 3, and confused.
Wow.
Yes. Let me just do 1, 2, 3. Stupefied 3. 1, 2, 3. And confused. Well, I'm gonna have to take a look at these things. Alright, AC penalties, ranged penalties for the clumsy, great. Stupefied, penalties to a lot of intelligence-based things, it doesn't cast spells. And confused is, you are off guard,
And you have to, and you potentially attack your allies.
It uses all of its actions possible to attack.
Like the nearest creature. Let me double check that it's the nearest creature. Striker cast defense spells. Can use
randomly by the
GM
GM, by visible targets. Well, there are 4 visible targets. Actually, no. I'm sorry. There are 7 visible targets. The ones in cages are still visible. I'm going to roll a d8. See how it goes. So we're going to say its ally is 1, and then in initiative order, there's actually 8 things. Ally 1, then we'll go initiative order of Umbrin, Eskret, Ixbanor, Talas, and then we'll do wounded person, left.
That'll
right.
be on its turn.
And remember, you said I could get my other attack off.
Yes, you get 2 more actions.
So I'm going to cast Phase Bolt.
Mm.
And this technically would have happened before he just got all the stuff on him. So
Yes.
Target. Here, I'll actually put the target on him. I'm going to target that guy.
Yeah. So
The AC might be high. We'll just see what you get.
yeah.
I
So,
think I would probably still hit.
so
It counts as a critical.
Well,
it wouldn't have
It might.
critical
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
it would have been clumsy or off guard. So roll. I think the damage. Yeah, would that have been the critical damage though? Oh no, that's just been the 44.
No, I'd have to actually hit, double if.
Yeah, you hit the normal damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have to hit the double. So it wasn't a critical, but it would have been that damage. We just.
He would take 15.
So
it should be clumsy 3, not clumsy 2.
here's the thing.
Is
That would have killed him. We can just say you killed him after he's clumsified. We'll just say he's dead now. There you go.
Well, basically, when you clumsied him, he's dead.
We could just say that. There you go. I'm gonna roll because we got it out of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll something here. Let's see. Where is your?
Dang.
Sorry.
Hey, Mao. That's a good roll.
That is.
For an ogre. Alright. Momo's character moved up. Goblin's dead. Why is there 2 ogre rolls? Oh, because when I rolled that one.
Oh, did you roll? You rolled initiative perception rather than perception.
Yes, that's my bad. I actually rolled the wrong one. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, Umbrin.
Well, I will sustain the Earth's Bile.
Okay.
So they need to make another DC 16 basic reflex check.
Can you put it in chat again, just because it makes it easier for me?
Yeah, I just have to refresh it on my sheet to be able to do that.
Well, I
You
can
should be
roll.
able to just click the option of it, but because there should be a little chat
You-
box which should pop it up.
Yeah, the chat box.
Like if you click on the instead of clicking cast, you can click the little on the icon, like the symbol of what it is, and it should pop it up. Like I can do this for ancestral memories, but it doesn't use it because it.
Yeah.
So.
Where is...
Okay, so like literally on the picture, like it shows. So you see how like there's a
if you
cube.
just click the picture, it brings it up. Okay.
Yep.
And then when I'm on, and then because I brought it up, I can click on
There you go.
click on the guy and click the roll basic for him. We'll fail.
Okay. Well, let me roll the damage, and he'll get persistent fire if it's going
Okay.
better.
It won't. That guy's dead. All right. What do you want to do?
Let's see then. Well, that was one action. I will move over to this cage.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see something. Do I have anything to pick locks?
Unless you have a thief toolkit.
I don't, so I can't.
Oh yeah, that's something I could have done during the break, or during our like little short rest. I could have repaired our toolkits because I think we both broke ours.
I can say you would have. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
I guess I'll.
Why not let me move?
I have a crowbar. I guess I'll try to do a
Let's break it open.
Athletics?
Sure.
break it open. Yeah, that's
Sure.
the best I could do.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is another additional +1, right? Because I'm using the crowbar.
No, you need a
Or
special.
no?
It's
Oh,
just
okay.
you can make a check.
Okay. Well,
19's
Oh.
pretty good though. I gotta be honest. The door here, it is a metal door, but it's not very well built and seems kind of like rusted and bad. You can pop it open with a 19.
okay.
You get it with, especially with the crowbar. You can get it in there, and you can kind of like manage to pry it open with a kind of snapping noise. It's kind of like some metal breaks of the old metal.
Did not mean to click
Nice.
that.
You didn't need to stiletto someone.
Well, that was a useful round.
Eskret, what do you want to do? There is
Um,
noise out in the distance that sounds like a large person is coming back.
Yeah. Pop over here real quick.
Mhm.
And, I guess it's just a thievery, right? For pick lock.
Yes. Thievery is pick lock, and fun fact, it is an action to pick a lock.
Yep.
All right,
Although
yeah.
normally locks require can require between like 1 and like 5, successes or whatever, or however many you want.
Yeah, but that will pop things open. There you go. That one will be open. Currently, the lady inside is very unconscious. As much as she'd taken something, but she fell unconscious. Okay. Doing anything else with one more action?
Can I use the rest of my movement, or does it have to be all in one go?
Technically speaking, it has to kind of be in one go because they give you the 3-action system. That's the way they use that. You can break up movement by using multiple actions.
Okay.
You tried
Yeah.
grabbing her and getting ready to move with her.
I am
It's kind-
small and weak.
Yeah, it's kind of the trade-off that, yeah, you have to use more than one action, but then you can move like 3 times if you really wanted to. So,
Yeah, technically, according to the GM guide, it does say, like, you can have it break up, but it should be something very simple, like picking up something off the ground.
Yeah,
or turning a doorknob.
Like this one where you're taking some time picking a lock, I'll say you did interrupt yourself there.
Oh yeah. In that case, I'm just gonna go into my bag and pull out a ball of twine.
You're dead. Ixbanor, what are you doing?
To be fair, it still takes another act. It still takes that second action. It just, it has to be something that you can do while moving.
Yeah.
Anyway, well,
you currently don't see the ogre, I would say, unless you want to move towards it.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to... I'm actually curious, because I did do my bottle. Did I do anything? I didn't even do anything else that turn. Sorry, I'm just curious, because if I didn't... No, that's just 10 minutes. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Because...
You can join everybody else, currently.
Yeah, I might as well just move up. Honestly, oops. I thought there was a thing that... I don't know. There was a module that, like, when you picked up and moved, it showed you how far you were moving. I don't know what happened to that.
You might have reset. You might have to react.
Yeah. I mean, I can get over to... Okay,
Yeah.
I can actually get to this and open it.
They have all the ones both of them open right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that okay. I can
They
get
were
to this
both
one though
in
too.
one cage.
Yeah. They're technically like 10 by 10 cages.
Oh wait, hold on. That was 45 movement. Never mind. I can't. My brain for whatever reason was thinking 30 feet. But no, it's I have 20-foot movement speed, so 45 is I get to it.
So you come up to... Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you now, this is the spot the Ogre Warrior is at the end of its turn. Because it was a little far away, this is where it is right now. So this is the accurate spot for the Ogre Warrior right now. Have a Momo. So Talas is going to... 20... 20...
Oh, interesting.
Maybe move up to, like, here, because they're not inside your rupture, but on defensive position to help out if need be. With free movement.
I mean,
sure.
I move the rupture every round too, so it's not like he's going to get hurt by it.
Umbrin, it is your turn then. There's crashing noise out in the distance. Something large coming through the woods.
Is speaking a free action?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Depending, as long as you're not saying too much.
I'm basically going to say, do we stay or do we run?
There's a unconscious wounded person we can't outrun.
Okay. Well, in that case...
The two people in the cage are like, thank you for rescuing us.
Fun fact, picking up a person actually just has a certain amount of bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I think you also have to add the bulk for all the stuff that's on them too, so...
None of these people have a lot of stuff on them. But the unconscious woman is definitely an unconscious woman.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything for holding your action?
You can delay or you can ready. Ready allows you to do a one-action activity and takes 2 actions. So basically, you can do 1 action and then ready, and then you can do that 1 action when the trigger happens. Delay means you can just... Yeah, as a reaction. So, yeah. And then delay is you literally just wait until after the other person's turn.
Yeah.
Right.
So you are able
maybe
to...
if I want to do that... Or I could move up, try to make perception check.
I'm not gonna lie, though you really can't see her very well through the underbrush, you kinda know where she is. She's not quiet.
Okay. Well, in that case,
Actually,
you take
did.
an action and move here.
So rules is written, that actually means, like, if you are detecting something by hearing, they count as hidden, meaning you can know what square they're in, but you have a mischance.
Yeah. Basically,
Then
you
I'm
you
going
have
to, yeah.
you don't really have line of sight or line of effect, though. Is the only thing too. You have to remember. Because what were you planning here?
I was planning on trying to sustain Earth's bile and move it into the forest towards her direction.
That you might need to have vision of where you're sending. It's the only thing I can.
Yeah, because I think the only time you don't need line of sight is when it specifically says.
Like,
Okay,
I'll give you. You could probably move it to like here, but it wouldn't be on top. Like, it probably wouldn't be on top. Like, you can move it. You basically could easily move it in front of you.
I mean, could I try a perception check to see if I could get it near her?
If you want to take an action, I will give you a perception check to try to get it there. Because it is a pretty big area, you might be able to...
Since it only takes one action to sustain, I mean, if I can get it near her, that's perfect. And
like, again, it's a decently thick brush, but she's pretty large, and it's not that far away, too, so you might be able to get it. So give me a perception. Okay, sure. You can probably get her in the edge of it if you wanted to move it up.
In that case, I will...
I like that. That's right.
Move it there.
Yep.
And I'll put it back in chat.
Yep, voice helps for me. Then easily just click on her and click on save. I don't know the sheet.
1 second, just gotta get to it. File. Boop.
Alright, click on her.
Yeah. Also, you technically only need line of sight to the origin point.
So she will fail.
Nice. So, roll damage.
Damage.
And sustain, and that means also persistent fire.
Yeah.
1 persistent. And I'm thinking setting an ogre on fire is a good thing.
I think you're thinking troll.
Oh yeah, true. Well, still a good thing to set anyone on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
As magma explodes in the middle of the forest.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Eskret. What do you want to do?
So, going to hop there 10 feet and grab my gas dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the potion, I can reach all the way up here with the movement.
I'll say with just grabbing the dagger, you could probably do that as part of the move. So that's one of those ones because you're just grabbing something. You don't have to do 2 actions if you have the move.
Yeah, and then
Still 2 actions because you have to do the. You can just do it in the middle of the movement.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can do that. If I did not express that correctly.
and then I'm going to prepare an action to, when I see her coming through, I'm gonna toss the ball of twine at her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ball of twine. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I do not know what this is supposed to do, but okay.
Ixbanor.
Well, I'm gonna pick the last lock.
I mean, they're all
They're
unlocked.
all
that's it.
open.
They're all open.
Oh, I thought this last one
No,
was
that's
separate.
double. That's
They
a
were-
key.
They were both in the same page.
I would not have come. I would not even come over here then. Okay,
I mean, it was out of the way of where the giant noise was coming from.
that's true. I'm gonna just.
I felt that was appropriate for the tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. I'm just gonna ready. That's kind of a waste, but I'm gonna ready a Force Barrage for when I see her coming.
Okay. You're just gonna blast some energy. Gotcha. Okay.
Actually, let me check something.
Check her speed. What? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see some stuff about you. All right. Yep. It's gonna go after you. It's gonna move up. You've got nothing other than this.
I can see her, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna throw what is actually twisting twine. To attempt to trip her, and as I throw it, it unravels and tries to wrap around her legs.
Okay.
Which is an athletics with just flat +9 against her reflex DC.
Okay. Alright.
Good roll.
So she will be prone when you see her over here. So let me just mark her as prone. That will indeed hit her reflex. Not critically, but enough.
And
Oh wait, sorry. I just realized I would have still had another action, and it was gonna be. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And then.
Sure, you can see her if you want to blast your thing, explore.
Yep.
As she's about to... She's tripped, but she's still smacking an Umbrin.
Oh wait,
See
never
how
mind.
that
I would
goes.
not have done that. Because it's completely unnecessary, because it automatically hits, because it's Force Barrage.
Yes.
Okay.
by the way, the twisting
damage.
twine pops back to my hand after.
Okay.
Nice.
There we go.
Alright.
3 damage, because I can only do one
Strip
action
some damage.
version as a reaction.
Alright, she's going to do this towards you then, Umbrin. It's a 15 hit you.
No.
Alright.
She has reach.
Yes!
Damn.
And she's going to do it again because she's very angry at you. I think she's critical you.
No, because I have a 17 AC.
She rolled a nat 20.
Oh, it's a nat 20.
That
you know
upgrades
what
it by
then?
1.
Yep.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
That's even with the -2, damn.
I mean, yeah,
Reaction.
Yeah, damn crit.
Interposing Earth.
You are the target strike, uh-huh. Okay. So, it's your
It'll
standard
just reduce
cover.
Standard cover, and it will reduce the damage.
So in this case in time, the standard cover I don't think is enough to raise it. That it would have been a miss with your AC, right? What was your AC?
No, because
17.
it
But I don't think it would be a critical then, right?
it would be, because
Oh,
it
okay.
was a natural 20, which upgrades it from a
Oh, yeah.
success to a no matter what.
But
Yeah,
the
to a
good news
critical
is it's going to reduce your damage by 7 because of its hit points and ace and hardness. So
Yeah.
that's the big thing
that-
it's doing.
That's what matters.
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll this critical damage, which
If that-
No, if you would be damaged by the triggering effect despite this barrier, the barrier is destroyed. The damage dealt to you is reduced by 2. Its health doesn't matter if the triggering effect goes through.
Yeah, it was just reduced by 2. It's
Now-
still 2? It might matter?
It
It's
might.
better than nothing. Ow.
It does probably. Mhm. So it'll take 27. I think you'll have to enter that manually because it will -2. It did reduce the damage by a little, but it did get a nice it basically as it tripped, it's just gonna bring the entire thing down and just it kind of will miss you, and then dragging it up this giant hook will just kind of you managed to dodge out of the first one, but it's just gonna kind of smack into. You weren't expecting it to twist it up as she's face down on the ground. Talas. She fails, so she doesn't recover from persistent fire. Roll that damage. 1, 2, 4. Probably would be raise, shield, and demoralize. Then I think would be done.
Yeah.
Talas stop there. Actions.
Also, Joe, you really got to stop taking critical hits.
Wasn't a choice.
No. You're just not trying hard enough.
I don't think that's enough because I rolled a 2. Apparently, I don't roll well for Momo ever.
No. Also, it's a -4 if they don't share the
Language.
Unless he has the feat. There's a feat that removes that.
I didn't check. Anyway, Umbrin, it's your turn. This thing hits like a dump truck, and you know it now.
I'm gonna move back.
It was the threat. The other
I
things.
know. I mean, that's the thing. I'm glad we took out the minions and now can face this alone. That was just strategy.
It's the thing of this thing was big and dumb and really the power of this group. The others were the intelligence, but not the actual threat. You took out the braids.
I'm going to sustain then.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
In my head canon, you didn't move backwards, it just knocked you backwards.
Well, I mean, it's a basic reflex, so it's double damage. I've rolled a crit fumble there. I'm just gonna roll this double. And it doesn't say the persistent fire is increased by double.
No, it is not. No, it generally is not.
Because it's just a basic reflex save, so it's just the damage. But it will get another persistent fire.
Yes. And then I still have an action left. You know what? This thing is threatening. It's probably still worth doing. So I'm gonna cast Concordant Choir for 1 action.
What? Okay. Just here.
Like normal damage, persistent fire damage can be doubled or halved based on the results of an attack roll or saving throw. So it does go up to 2.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So technically we go up to 3.
Right. No, because it takes the higher of the 2.
Oh. So we just do damage.
If it's higher, it overrides.
It basically can't get more than one situation of persistent damage. Gotcha. Okay. Anyway,
of a specific type, you could do 2 different types of persistent damage.
basic fortitude. I will roll for this one here. It will make it save.
Well, it's worth a shot. Let's see.
So be.
Fortitude.
I assume it's the 2-action one.
No, it's the 1 action because you had moved.
Oh yeah. Gotcha. So 1d4 sonic damage, so take half damage. Not a
It
lot.
takes 1.
8 damage.
Exactly. It was the only other one action I had left
Alright.
that I could do, so...
Eskret! This lady is lying face down in the dirt. She's got this giant hook weapon that seems to be covered in the blood of an Umbrin. You know, the usual.
Yeah, that sounds pretty average.
There is spots adjacent to her that's not within the giant blast of fire and block.
It's
Like right
the fire. It happens, but then it doesn't. It's not like it's there the entire time going.
Yeah, I know.
So.
So yeah, Eskret, you know, does a little hop over here, and he does dirty trick. This time, by just kind of like stomping on one of her hands as he walks over.
Yep.
And that is against reflex.
Which would be you matched it. So I think that is a success.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Woo-hoo.
So calms you 1.
no, okay, do one.
Ends after 1 round, or she can end it with an action.
Gotcha.
But the important part is that gives me panache again. Yay!
Yay, panache.
And yeah, he's just gonna lean down and bite her.
Mm-hmm.
Nibble, nibble.
A little bit, little nibble.
I wouldn't recommend putting that in your mouth.
You don't make your decision.
She will critical because she's on the ground, lying face front.
Nice.
You know. Yep.
Yeah, precise strike, all that good stuff. Nom.
Okay, 16 damage. That's the normal damage,
Double.
right?
Yeah.
Oh no, that does have the little double in there
It
already.
has it 2 times, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have to roll. I just do the normal damage. All right, she's taking a good hit there. That's all your actions. So we go to Ixbanor next.
Oh, I'm so annoyed.
Because you have to move.
I guess I'll just do this then. I mean, I was well, because the thing is, I can't do what I wanted to because it would have been all 3 actions. But I wanted to befuddle again, but that's a range of 30.
Unfortunate.
And I wanted to buff it by doing Ancestral Memories first. But I think I'm just going to use my last spell slot to do a 3 cast Force Barrage.
Okay. Triple Force Arrows! Force Barrage, aka, legally distinct, force
Magic
missiles. No, it's legally distinct force missiles.
There you go.
Do you yell feel the force?
Alright, she's taking some hits.
I'm out of spell slots.
Alright, she's going to
This is
move
gonna
prone.
hurt.
She's going to stand up.
I still have some, but not many.
Bad rat! Anyway, she's gonna go and do that.
Did she take her fire damage?
She takes it at the... when did she take that?
End of each of your turns.
End
Oh,
of the turn.
okay.
But she also gets a
I was
flat,
literally
she
on
gets
the
a flat
persistent.
check to try to get rid of it. Anyway,
Yeah,
23. Okay.
For sure.
12 damage.
Well, the flat check is after the damage.
Ow.
I mean, at least it wasn't a crit. At least it wasn't 29
Yeah.
damage.
And she'll bring her hook down on you again, and miss this time as she kind of lashes it to the ground. They kind of mess with stuff. Alright. Let's see. I do that, and it goes to her taking damage from this. Boom. And then I will roll a recover check from her. She can't be more on fire than she already is, but she's trying.
You can't You technically can't critically fail this check, as far as I'm aware. You can't critically fail flat checks.
I guess Momo's gonna move up, and
We
then
need him to do one thing this fight. Just one.
Maybe demoralize. Talas can do again.
Or
Yeah, he
swing.
normally demoralizes, raises shield, and then attacks.
We'll just do demoralize, then stab. How about that?
Yeah.
Demoralize. I will roll it.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh, they couldn't demoralize. They already tried it once. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
you
actually-
raise shield and attack.
Okay, so it's been raise shield and attack. Which is this the one? I'm just gonna roll the attack here and see what it goes. 15. What is your current AC? No, that will miss. Wow. Close, but no. Alright, that's Talas' turn. I just roll badly for Talas. We know this. Umbrin!
She is no longer clumsy.
I will remove the clumsy. That's that one.
Oh, yeah, that'll be nice, because that'll allow you guys to flank.
But still on fire.
Yeah.
Angry!
But let me.
Bad rat! Bad not rat!
Let me just.
Smash!
Boom.
Ah, she'll make it this time. She won't be more on fire. Alright.
Well,
What's your other
but
action?
then I still have two other actions,
You do.
which I'm going to.
Fun fact, I'm completely out of spell slots.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Yes. Anyway. You did manage to make this
Okay,
battle a lot
yeah.
easier by sending her away, temporarily.
Mhm.
I am going to cast Bonebreaker.
Ooh. I guess the 2 action
Yeah,
one?
the two, because I don't have 3, so.
So let me roll her fortitude save. Wow! She'll fail. She rolled a 4.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like ogres have a good fortitude, so yeah, that's probably...
She has plus 11. She
Oh,
rolled a
yeah.
4.
So she's going to take full damage and be enfeebled 1.
Roll your damage, please. This
I
might
don't think
this
she's
might make a
gonna live.
difference. The answer to this is no, she's not. Bloom. She
Big
is.
splat.
Ugh. I'm exhausted.
Alright. Encounter.
I'm very hurt.
Mhm. Hey, there was damage was health. Some people were hit like trucks as you defeated this moderate battle. By definitely splitting it up a little bit. Why don't we end it here because we can resolve what's happening with these
Wow,
prisoners.
Eskret and Umbrin are both very hurt.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, you've took enough damage to kill me.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm at 11.
Yep. You
so
know, it
I'm
was a
not
good
doing
hit.
Great, but hey, it's better than 9, which I would have been at if I didn't do the Earth.
It might have made the difference if it hit you a second time. The damage that might have been the difference between still standing. You know, the
Yeah.
amount of damage it deals. That actually could have made a difference. But no, I think that that was a very interesting battle, and you did manage to save some people and defeat the small encampment here. And maybe you could learn more about what's going on and stuff next time.
That was
That's the
fun
bit-
to kind of do the weird little social bit beforehand.
Yeah, no, that was good. It was very interesting. And I rolled, none of them knew what the fuck Eskret was. And they're like, yeah, humans do horrible things. You're probably just some kind of like creature of the woods that lives around here. Sure, we can keep you as a pet. You know? I rolled for the goblin, who's the one that was the smartest. He rolled a 3. You know, he didn't know what the fuck you were. The hobgoblin.
It's a pet. It's a pet and emergency food supply.
That's what they thought.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, I think that's just natural for the ogre, though. The ogre with -2 intelligence. I'm sorry, ogre, you're not smart. But why don't we give outros and stuff and stuff to finish up here? Does anybody other than Wyrm have anything to shout out, or we'll go just to Wyrm your shout out here, because we're the big fellow streamer person here.
I got nothing.
Alright,
Yeah.
then Wyrm, do your spiel.
I am
this-
Diamond Wyrm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWyrm or @DiamondWyrm on Twitter and Blue Sky. Next stream will probably be Friday with Tantus.
Yeah, I think we're doing another week of Grounded this week, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We should talk about what we're doing next time after that.
Yeah, because we need to figure out what we're... Because I don't think we're going to do more Ember Knight. And, I still want to do more on my own, but unless you're really interested in
I had a fun time, but I'm kind of like... I'm not really, like, jumping for joy into it. If we want to do something else, I'm also okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like... I had a fun
That's
time.
why it's like, I'm really into it, but I'm also kind of like, I'm into it, but at the same time, it's like...
Also,
if you're not, I'll just stream it on my own. Because I already have been.
Yeah, I just gotta find a 4th person for Overcooked for a couple weeks, too.
Yeah, that would be very handy.
Even if it's just for a week, just getting a 4th person. We'll look into that. We'll see who's got the game. But yeah, so that'll be Friday. I'll be myself. Hi, I'm the DM here. GM here. I'll be back tomorrow for some more tabletop-related content during the afternoon, and then Friday during the day I'll do a little bit of gaming, and then of course join us at the night for more Grounded, and then discuss tabletop Saturday, and of course join us next week for more Fall of Avanswell. I'm having a really great time with the series. I think this day went very well. You know, we had a couple more battles here, and yeah, I think I know the combat's taking a little while for us all to get a hold of it too, but I think we're getting better at it, which is great. You know, it's just
It's definitely going smoother now.
yes, we're learning the smoothness of it and understanding the combat a little bit more, which I think helps a lot too. And it's sort of like I'm presenting you with appropriate challenges and understanding the challenges a lot more, which also helps. Yes, the ogre critical, but yes, it was, you know, a reasonable battle for critical, you know, and stuff like that. But, you know, anyway. All right, everybody. Have a good rest of the day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.